Welcome to Onchain Media Live. Today, I have a very special guest. We have David Gokhshtein here. Really incredible individual I've connected with just from Spaces, Crypto Twitter. And David agreed. He doesn't do this often, you guys. David agreed to come on to the Onchain Media Live show today. So, David, this is a huge honor. You've really built such a strong audience on X and through the shows that you do. So, just very grateful to have you on today. Love your setup, loving the vibe over there, and just excited to dive in today. So, welcome, David.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you for bringing me on. Nobody brings me on their podcast, so you're the only one that was like, let's bring him on. I appreciate it. It was cool. We met on Spaces and stuff, and your energy at like 3 o'clock in the morning was wild. So everybody, I mean, that energy, man. And I know you weren't drinking Red Bull. You are.
No, I don't drink. I'm actually really into wellness. If you saw my post earlier, I had a green juice before this, and yeah, I am. I am just really lit up and passionate about what I do, and I think when you truly love what you do, that energy, it's just like an electric energy. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, like I've connected with you on Spaces, and I really hear that energy from you as well. Like you're just a person in alignment doing what you love. And I'm excited to dive into the David arc, like how you got into crypto, how you started doing shows and media.
First of all, if you're not excited about this shit, you shouldn't be here. That's number one. And obviously, as media personalities, content creators, whatever you want to label us, you gotta have some energy here, man. I listen to some of these people and they put me to sleep. It's classical, like classical opera or something. I do like opera, by the way. So I just hold on, no
You're gonna sing for
disrespect.
us today, David?
I could. It depends. Hey, it all depends. It depends on depends on how the show goes. But uh, yeah, I got into crypto. I would say I don't know if it's early, but I got into crypto early, and I kind of like at first stayed away from it. But I have a friend or two that they're really into tech, and they kept on just harping about Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. You'll love this Bitcoin, Bitcoin. You got to look at Bitcoin, and that's how it came about. And I was just chatting on message forms and all that good stuff, and then I accidentally just uh when Twitter was Twitter before X, I was reading the timeline, and there was somebody just like dogging Bitcoin. So I decided to chime in, and for 8 hours I was fighting and arguing on Twitter. And then the following came along. I was lucky enough to get an audience, and they appreciated a loud mouth from New York, and the rest is history. I jumped on the mic.
David, we're kindred spirits, man. We're both, loud people from New York. We were just talking about this before we went live. Also, New York native, moved to the West Coast, and right now, actually, I should disclaim for those of you watching, I'm actually in a hotel right now. I'm in Vegas, you guys. I'm actually here for an award ceremony tonight. I am being honored with an award here live tonight in person for top 20 women of the year for 2025 from Deluxe Version Magazine. We got the soundboard too. I love it. So very exciting. Yeah, it's a very big day. I just I feel like there's a lot of blessings right now in my life in general, and I feel very grateful. And this stuff didn't happen overnight. I've been putting in years and years of work, grinding, building my media company over the past year plus. But, I've also, David, been in the trenches, doing spaces, shows. And I feel like the reason that I really got lit up and excited about this is because of the storytelling piece. I feel like that side of it in our space is so needed, right? If people are going to come into crypto, if they're going to come into the on-chain space, they have to understand, how does this actually help me? What tangible things or problems does this solve for me in my life? And we need people like me, like you, showing up on the front lines to educate, to empower, and to share what's possible in this space. So David, I'm curious, like what is your why? What drives you and makes you passionate about what you do?
You have to still have a why, right? After all these years, you have to have it. I just, yeah, I don't think the job's done. Like the job's not finished. Like what do we have? 6, 7% of the entire world in crypto. Like we have a lot to do. We have a lot of work to do. Um, we do a great job. I think we do a great job on social media platforms, but we need to do a better job, you know, grassroots marketing, going out there to the inner cities, just introducing people in layman's terms to crypto. Like I don't think we've done that yet. A lot of people will disagree with me on that, but I really don't believe we have enough. I don't think we have enough media personalities slash content creators to do that. So that might be like we're probably 5, 6 years away from that in itself. But again, job's not finished. We need to go out there and continue to educate people, continue to hit up, colleges, small businesses. I mean, just inner cities and allow them to understand how important this revolution is.
I totally agree. And a lot of my work has spanned with education. Like I actually worked on a project helping to, create different university blockchain clubs and support chapters that, are in these universities and colleges. And, another thing is just creating virtual educational workshops. We're in the digital age where you can spread information and, share knowledge around the world in a very borderless way. And it's a very exciting time for creators. I think things like we're doing. I think there's going to be huge opportunity. Especially, I was talking to a friend who formerly worked at Nike too. We were talking about how with the rise of AI, people are going to want to hear from people more. People are going to want to see people, right? We're kind of getting into a period where there's going to be a lot of like AI slop, for lack of a better term, and people are going to want to hear from people. People are going to want to hear from David, you guys, and hear his takes on what's going on. So on that note, David, I am curious, what is your current take or kind of perspective on the current landscape of crypto in general?
I think well. I'll start with the creator market,
Hmm.
and for people like you, myself, and others, media personalities, which I like labeling it as media personalities because content creator, right? What is that? Anybody can create content.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Um, but for all the media personalities out there that have built their brands, you're building your brand, right? Kobe, and I've been talking about this for the last few days. I've seen people hating on this deal, but like Kobe has literally reset the market. And then you have Thread Guy. Shout out to Thread Guy. I've watched him grow up in this space. He went ahead and did a deal with Poly Market. They have reset the
Huge.
markets. Like I'll say Kobe big time because like $3 million an episode for content. I mean, which will be
Brian
valuable.
Armstrong tweeting about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's huge.
yeah, that's big for everybody though. So that has completely reset the market in a sense where like now big Fortune 500 companies and companies within this space will have to pay, top dollar for really dope ass media personalities to number one, they're gonna want to be in bed with the media personalities out here that have built a legitimate brand because they'll be able to number one have somebody that represents like a mascot in a way, represents their brand. They're out there as a spokesman talking about, not only their brand but just about crypto in general. And I think a big thing right now for content creators, ugh, I hate using that, media personalities that
Hmm.
are putting out content, you guys should be educating yourselves on crypto. I've watched a lot of content, and this is just feedback. You should know about crypto. You should know about how a blockchain works. You should know about the things that are popping off and be well at least borderline educated in these topics. So when you have these discussions, you're there. I watch a lot of stuff that people bring on certain people that are well versed in blockchain and they don't know what questions to ask and they don't even understand what's being spoken about. So but
Right.
I see the landscape is changing in our favor. Finally, crypto is getting the respect that it deserves, and the people that are about to be rewarded are those again that showed up every day with their microphones and cameras and went to work to deliver value. I call it value. For one person, you might not see this as value, but another person does. So, and honestly, a big tip, man. Media personalities, man, simplify it. Nobody wants to hear C++,
Yeah.
Python, and all that good. There are times you could do that once a month, okay? People are coming in here, they're trying to figure out, it's kind of like Instagram. How do I work this thing, okay? What do I click on and how do I send the photo and post it? Okay, that's what people want to really understand. The foundation, the starting point.
100%. And I think a big reason, like, okay, with this magazine that's featuring me here in Vegas, a lot of them are like traditional entrepreneurs, right? And I'm trying to explain this to them and get them more well versed and well educated. And a common thread that keeps coming up, David, is people say it's very intimidating. Oh, that's too technical for me. I'll never understand it. So there's kind of this energy of like, almost like fear, right? People are like, okay, that's like way above what I could understand. I don't even know where to start, so I'm just not going to try.
It's
So
like
I think,
email. It's
huh?
like when email and like it's like when
The
email came
internet,
out.
yeah.
And like people were like, "No, I'm still going to the post office. I don't
Hmm.
understand it." Like it's the same thing with crypto too, Rachel.
Hmm.
Crypto was the same way when like before, user handles here now, right? Now it's easier to go ahead and send funds. But before, when you're just using addresses and people aren't copying or pasting and they're typing it in, how many people lost money, doing that? Again, like everything evolves, man. Everything evolves, but you got to keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple. Exactly. I love that. I think a term for me that I've reflected on this for years. Don't over engineer anything. The simpler it is, the better. Look at Apple, right? If you look at how Apple markets its products, the Apple Pen, are you holding an Apple Pencil? You're holding an Apple Pencil. What do they call it? A pencil. Like
Correct.
there's like a lot of jargon that just you hear it and you're like, wait, we got to take a step back. We got to talk about this a few times before the person actually understands it and the light bulb goes off. If we can dilute or rather break down the jargon, right? Make it digestible, understandable, and more relatable. I think that is the power of media personalities who are showing up. We're trying to really break this down and spread awareness to the masses because clearly we've been moved by this. We've been able to build careers out of this. And I think there's a huge moment for, financial empowerment unlocking for many areas of the world that really could use this technology. So the understanding piece is critical. And David, I'm curious, like, what strategies have you used to, like, make this stuff more understandable or more palatable for wider audiences?
I just honestly, I keep it simple, stupid. That's my like in my head. I'm just like I can't really. I need to dumb down my vocabulary. Uh, I need
Hmm.
to understand who, like, and this was respectfully. I need to understand the audience that I'm talking to. That people are just coming in here. If I start hitting people with C++ conversations, I'm out, right? Or they're
Yeah.
out, I should say. When I listen to Vitalik talk, no disrespect to Vitalik, love everything that he's done for the industry. But when you listen to him, you,
I know
you don't understand
exactly
what
what you're talking about.
you just
It
don't
sounds like
understand what he's
another
saying.
language. It's like,
Correct.
yeah.
So it's like it's very intimidating. The space is already intimidating. So it's like you really have to like you got to bring people in at a layman's terms grade level. But I'm just excited. Rachel, here's the bottom line. What I think is happening. We are the new mouthpiece for finance,
Yeah.
and and people need to recognize that now because crypto is about to become huge. It's already huge, but it's about to
It's
become huge and mainstream. Like it is going. People that were, people would hear the word crypto and think illegal.
mhm.
Now people are starting to listen and hear crypto and they don't have that same reaction. And I'm talking about in real life conversations. I'm not talking about the
Mhm.
ones on social media. We all understand each other, okay? Right now we still have to figure out how do we explain to people that we're investing into dogs and crocodiles, all right? That's the harder conversation.
I had that conversation yesterday here in Vegas. I talked to two people. One was in marketing tech, and yeah, another person's also in local in SoCal where I live, and was talking to them about this. And yeah, I think we got to make it like, yeah, they asked like, what's the point of meme coins? Like, what? I think there is a lack of understanding and basic education around like the different elements of our space. So yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, I so uh, we are and I'm excited. I really am fucking excited. Okay? And I'm not
What are you
excusing my
most
language.
excited about, David?
I'm just excited that we are now going to be the new mouthpieces to finance, and we deserve that, and we deserve, especially for the people that have been here a long time, working at their craft, putting out content every single day, building long term, not taking shortcuts. You deserve everything that you're going to get in the next few months. Okay, you will have companies, and I'm talking about
Amen.
to the media personalities, yourself. You will have companies chasing to acquire you and your brand, and
Just
it's
had my first
phenomenal.
acquisition, David, Onchain Media. I don't know. Yeah, he's going for the soundboard. I feel like I don't know. I can't tell, but
No, I was
um,
about, and then
Onchain Media was acquired. Yes, I had an announcement recently. A Coinbase Ventures backed DeFi protocol, BMX DeFi. So very exciting. I'm now, yeah, David. So you got that crystal ball, down pat, because if you show up consistently, if you are showing up every day, producing content, building community, doing shows. I started On-Chain Media a little over a year ago, and that was possible for me in a year plus. So yeah, I mean, David, you've been showing up, what I imagine, for years with the following that you have.
every single day since like 2000, and I would say 15, 16, every single day in terms of podcasting and putting my face out there. And this is one topic that I also want to talk about. For though I've been saying this for a very long time.
Let's hear it.
They no, and it's almost like nobody wanted to listen to me. I'm Jewish. Listen. all, man, that came out. But all these people in
I'm sorry, that one got me. That we're gonna have to clip that. We're gonna have to clip that. That's definitely a clippable moment.
you know you spend so much time on social media, you spend so much time in these X spaces, Clubhouse, whatever, and I kept saying there are Fortune 500 companies in these spaces listening to you. Build your resumes, because either your company will get acquired or you'll be acquired. You'll get a nice salary to report on something that you love. And that is what's happening. You notice how I keep going back to this? Because it's finally here. I've been here for so long. I'm finally seeing the rookie contracts being destroyed, and now you're being presented real contracts. And people are
Mm-hmm.
trying to acquire real brands. And again, it goes back to, here, starting point. Like I'm gonna say this again, Kobe, right?
Yep.
$3 million an episode. You can be the next Kobe if you just go ahead and put your head down and grind away and deliver. But there are so many people out here that have been doing that, presenting value, that you're next up. So start smiling. But the biggest part is, okay, great. That's done. Let's say you get acquired. You got acquired. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, that doesn't, I mean,
The work
it
does
doesn't
not
stop there.
end there, you guys. The
Right.
work, if anything, there's more work now.
So now you got to deliver. Okay. Now you got more funding. Step up your game, boy. Now it's time to really go ahead. Like I said, you're the new mouthpiece for finance. Step up your game, okay? Let them remember your name. Let's make sure that they tune into you when it's time to go ahead and understand what crypto is about. What's Bitcoin about? What is blockchain? Let them not go to mainstream media for their news, because they don't
Yeah.
understand it still, okay? They were bashing the shit out of this. I was going on to mainstream media, okay? And all they were doing is were looking for reasons to bash Bitcoin and every single else in this space, okay? Now we own media, right? Now let's deliver, because they can't deliver like us. We know everything that's happened. We're in the trenches, air quote, right? We know what's happening. We know what's being built here. We can deliver like nobody else. So congratulations to everybody that delivers.
Yeah. Let's go. Shout out to everyone in our audience too. By the way, if you guys haven't shared the stream out yet, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and hitting that retweet button,
I
sharing
mean,
this
do
out.
that too.
Let's go, David. So while David's resharing over here, I want to shout out our amazing community, the Onchain Media community. David, I have to say, this community every day is active in the Telegram chat. Every day showing up to support one another. I feel like really honored and blessed that, like, we've curated this community where everyone just genuinely shows up and asks, how can I help you? What can we do to support one another? And I feel like that is the values and the ethos of why I'm excited about this space in this community. So you guys know, if you're coming on the stream, I'm giving you flowers if you're in the audience. I see Cali Crypto out there. Shout out Cali Crypto. I see Waldo for Reals. Let's see. We got the Onchain Media account, my social media manager. Shout out just Onchain. We have all your base. If you guys know the OG meme on base, all your base. And Cali Crypto says, great advice, David. Yeah, just got a bunch of people in the comments showing love here. So thank you, everyone.
Are they already like get him off the fucking stream? Can we shut the stream down?
I don't know.
Who is this guy?
What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? Should we kick David off the stream? Let's see what everyone
You
thinks.
need me. You need somebody like me. You need me.
I listen, David, I could keep going all day, but I am curious. Okay, so we've been chatting, we've been in the DMs, David, and I'm curious because you told me, you said, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna do this with you. What about connecting with me or Onchain Media made you want to come on the show today?
It's just everything that I remember about our conversations at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in that space. You came in, you're fired up, you're ready to go. What are we talking about? And like you're just dropping knowledge. And I really don't. Right now, I'm a little bit more actively participating on podcasts, but like I really do like. I'm not saying that you have a small podcast, so like right away everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" I'm just saying that I like going on podcasts where like it's not the same repetitive, boring bullshit that's being asked. Like, ask me some deep questions. Let's talk about like our industry. Let no holds bar, unfiltered. Let's fucking go. Let's have a good time. So these people that do tune in or they get a clip of this, even if it's just one person, they're fired up. They're like, okay, now I get it. This is real. This is not just about vaporware. No. There's a lot of things that are being built here that are going to translate into Web 2, the centralized world. And they're already doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I go back to we are the mouthpieces. So, it's also cool to just vibe out with, people that have high energy, man. I don't you hate just going on a show and it's just fucking boring? I went on a show like 3 months ago. I almost fell asleep on it.
Well, here's the thing, David. You and I, right, when we go into a show or a space, you set the tone of the energy. You bring the energy. And something that I've learned about energy, right, is that it is magnetic. You can come in and set the tone, right? Wake them up, right? Give them that shot of espresso. Bring the hot takes. So I want to hear, David, like what is on your mind currently as far as like, okay, the past couple of years, you're based in the US, right? You're in the US.
Yeah.
We've had a really hard time in the industry. And I feel like over this past year, the current administration, I work with Stand with Crypto as an ambassador. So I feel like there's been a lot of leaps and bounds towards, more progress and, adoption in the United States. What do you think are the current things, the current factors holding us back, unfiltered? What do you think needs to change and needs to improve?
I mean, like so far so good under the Trump administration. So I loving this. Obviously, we need more clarity. We need more structure. That 100%. In order for us to go to new levels, we need that done. Because it is confusing. It's still a little bit confusing. For me, when things are classified as properties, but you can't put a 1031 to it, it just doesn't make sense. So then it's not a property. Okay, it's a currency. No, it's not a currency. You got 4 different agencies that have 4 different things listed for cryptocurrency. That needs to change. The regulators really need to put together very crystal clear policies and allow builders to stay here in the United States of America first, and build in America, okay? And not go to another country and give them revenue when the revenue can be here and we can build some of the dopest shit here in the good old United States of America.
Let's go, baby. I totally agree. And I was thinking the other day, David, is I really love American companies. I feel like American crypto companies like Coinbase, I just like, I don't know. There's something about companies and projects that are built in America that are really special. So I don't know. I think, like, I was talking about this yesterday when being interviewed. I think the past couple of years, innovation being pushed overseas to places like Portugal, El Salvador, places where crypto policy has been historically friendlier. I think that was a huge mistake for the previous
Yeah.
administration to do. We're playing catch up now, but man, I think we really got to double down in the US. And a little bit of alpha, this has not been announced. I'm actually bringing on the community lead of Stand with Crypto next week for a live stream, you guys. So we are going to talk about it. We are going to talk about all the work that Stand with Crypto has done to fight for better policy, regulation, and clarity in the United States. And you guys, I'm like watching the work they're doing. It is like, it's been a battle for years, and they've done incredible work. And Brian Armstrong himself, is behind Stand with Crypto as well, supporting them. So I'm very bullish on their efforts and excited for that stream next week.
Shout out to you. I like that. Stand with crypto. Listen, shout out to Coinbase. Shout out to Gemini, another American company. Okay. Obviously, full disclaimer, I'm a partner with Gemini, but again, they could have took the easy way out. They could have left, right? The regulations are crazy. And they're in New York, right? Crazy. New York
Yeah,
City,
New York was
crazy
tough.
regulations. But they stood their ground. And I respect a lot of these companies that did not leave and they stayed here and they continue to build. And now they'll be rewarded. They will be rewarded. We see it. I mean, we see what's happening right now. We really see. Like, look, CZ got pardoned today. Congratulations to CZ. He got pardoned today by President Donald Trump. Good. Whether you like CZ or not, he's a benefit and he's a positive thing that has happened to crypto. I remember it because I remember CZ just when Binance first came out, he was all over the place, all over social media, selling Binance. Binance helped this space grow. Okay,
really
it helped
did.
connect. I think we forget the connections that were made. The Asian markets now connecting with the European markets and the American markets, North America. These are good things. Okay, especially when we're
cross-pollination.
100% cross-pollination. It was a great thing. So to see that today, that was awesome. That was really awesome. And again, I think we're in a really, Rachel, honestly, really, and I hear using the word honestly, a New Yorker hates that word because usually when somebody says honest, it's
like,
bullshit.
As opposed to not.
Yeah. I said that this morning on a meeting. I was like, when somebody
be
says
honest,
honest, be honest, I'm bullshitting. No, but somebody will clip that up. No, I'm just saying in general.
Or not gonna lie. That one, not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. No, and you're lying. But no, I think we are number one. We're just in the beginning of the bull run, and people are gonna take that clip and they're gonna run with it, and they're gonna say he's crazy and he's smoking crack. That's fine. I said it 9, 10 months ago, 12 months ago that we're still going to be thriving, and people were telling me that we're going to literally within that 5-month span we would be in a bear market. We're not even close. Money hasn't even poured in here. Retail's not even back. Okay, we haven't had a real catalyst to bring people in here. But that's our job. You know what? I made the mistake, Rachel, of consistently saying we're waiting for that catalyst. We are the catalyst.
We are. Okay, if there's any clippers out there, that's the moment right there. We are the catalyst. We show up and we determine the future of how this space goes. It starts with each of us showing up, using our voice, educating, empowering, and showing up every day and grinding. Like, this space progresses because of people like that, because of people like David. So I love that you said that. We are the catalyst, 100%.
And I was getting it wrong the whole time. I'm like, I'm waiting for a catalyst. Oh, I'm waiting for Roaring Kitty. I'm waiting for the Wall Street Bets movement because that's what happened, right? We had that whole, and then the money printing and the last cycle, the cycle went boom because of all these things mixed together. But like now, like when I think a lot of veterans also sat back and waiting. But now we're kind of getting it though, because poly markets and into prediction markets, all these things. Again, the signing, Coinbase goes ahead and gets up only on, puts $3 million an episode on. I mean, these are things that are now going to spark things and have conversations going in mainstream media themselves. They're going to be, they're going to talk about. They'll be like, oh my God, crypto markets, the crypto media markets. They're getting paid. Watch the stories that start coming out in the next few months. If not in months, the next few weeks, you're going to hear all these stories. You're going to have people like yourself, myself, a lot of people sitting down for one-on-one interviews talking about crypto, talking about the oranges, just talking about blockchain, finally getting back to what we came here to do, and that is onboard people.
Amen. Man, I love that. And, one of the reasons I'm here in Vegas today, I mentioned I'm here for an award ceremony from Deluxe Version Magazine. And you guys, I'm going to be sharing the stage tonight with 20 or 19 other women that are like traditional entrepreneurs. I'm one of the only ones in this community that is actually in crypto and blockchain. So I view this as an opportunity. Some people might be like, why are you going to that? What ROI are you going to get? You're going to network with people outside of the industry? Yeah, I mean, these people
Yeah.
connected me with Tony Robbins. They're connecting me this Friday with another well-known actor, and I think there's also a big opportunity right now in film and entertainment. I'm starting to work with different people like, Daniel Moncada from Breaking Bad. We're cooking up a show as well. So, a lot of people from the traditional, Web2 world, film, entertainment, media, they're starting to pay attention, you guys. We're seeing a lot of big IPs too coming to the on-chain space. So there is more opportunity right now than I've ever seen in this space for media personalities, for people who are doing work like this. There's an opportunity to really build a career out of this. Like I was
If
able to
you are
quit my full-time job and double down full-time in the past year and get acquired. So if that's possible, if you show up and have that dedication, that passion and consistency, you can do it too.
I'll say this right now, man. I worked my ass off. Okay, I worked my ass off at a time where you didn't have all this.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot of tools at our display. Gary
yeah,
Vee said that at a new day one in LA. He's like, you guys are spoiled. Like, I didn't have all this stuff 5 years ago. All you
correct.
people starting to create, you're absolutely spoiled by the tools you have.
I'm so jealous because if I were just coming in and I had a voice, oh my god, oh my god, what I would be doing. But like, so like, yeah, like I'm super excited. I'm getting phone calls, emails, like I'm to having conversations. That's it. It's kind of like, man, we're here. We're really being, forget the money. You know what it is? We're finally being acknowledged
Yeah.
for all the work that has been done here. Whether you like me or not. By the way, I don't care to be liked. I'm going to say what I say, and whether you can like it or you don't have to like it, doesn't matter to me. I want more haters than people that I want more haters than people who like me. I've always had that on my mind because they participate more. But at the end of the day, like I'm more happy about our industry and media personalities being acknowledged for the work that they put in by now Fortune 500 companies and all these brand new companies that are entering the space or popping out of the Web3 space in general. I'm just happy about that finally and being paid accordingly. Okay, because that means that all that fuckery goes away, right? Nobody has to rely on like short deals. People can now focus on long-term
Oh
established
yeah.
deals to help them grow even further.
Yeah, it's like you get to a point where you really need to discern where your time is going. And last week, David, after the acquisition, I took 1 week off, which I have not done that since 2022. I have not taken a vacation. I had been grinding. So took a week off, and I feel like that really gave me some perspective. I feel like when you have that distance, it kind of allows you to analyze, all right, what is most important in my life? Where is my time going? How can I optimize my time and energy? And I started to realize when you get to a certain point as a media personality, someone building a media company in this space, you have to learn to say no. There's a lot of power in saying no. You can't say yes to every opportunity, and you focus on the ones that yield the highest return. As far as like,
Rachel, what you
yeah,
just said there, you have to learn how to say no. I had a big trouble with. And I'll tell you, like this is unfiltered for me. Every fucking
let's
podcast
hear it.
is just that. I had a hard time saying no because like my soul wants to help everybody, but
Yeah.
sometimes you have to be a little bit selfish with your personal brand. You have to. If you're not going to grow. When you say yes to everybody and you never put down a no, you're gonna hurt yourself. So when you say that, I respect that. No,
Thank you.
no doesn't. No isn't evil, man. No is sometimes, hey, man, I got to focus on myself. I got to do things that benefit myself and my brand, so I can live and I can create and I can get. Listen, I can get paid, so I can pay for bills and I can elevate to
It's
and
like
hit
an act
goals
of
that I have set out for
self-love.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You got to love yourself. You got it. There isn't, and there's nothing wrong about that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, like it allows you to, and I learned this through experience because I can relate to you, David. I'm the type of person, you guys know this in my community if you're watching. I love to help others, I love to support other people. I show up relentlessly for others. But you get to a point where that's not exactly sustainable if you're doing that all the time. You got to show up for yourself. You got to focus on the things that yield the highest results, that create the most value, and double down on those things. And it's hard, it's hard starting to say no, especially when you love people and you want to. I want to see everyone win at the end of the day, So that's something I've started to really kind of focus on more. Like, where's my energy and time going now? With the acquisition, building the company, get serious when you're a founder. You have to take that very seriously.
100%. I totally agree with you. When you said that, I was like, man, like I know it comes off wrong, but it's not wrong. You have to allocate your time correctly because you can't get back that time. You just can't. Like the years go
Absolutely.
by quickly, and like you have goals. I'm sure I have goals. I'm sure you have goals. It's all written out. Listen, today you're hot, tomorrow you're not. You got to make sure that like you're using your time effectively. I'm not saying don't support people. I love to support people, 100%. I will. I'm probably the most supportive cat out here. I love the women in Web3. My second magazine was all about women in Web3, and that was in
Your magazine.
2017.
Like
Yes, my
you
magazine.
wow, okay.
That's how it started. The magazine, then it went to the media company. But the magazine, first, second edition was all about women because I felt like women didn't have a platform. Okay, and I hate being gender specific and all this shit, but like
Mhm.
women really, there were a lot of intelligent women and still are and growing. A lot of really dope women in this space that just didn't get the platform that they deserved. So I was like, yo, let's hit this. Let's go ahead and do a magazine about women just within our industry. And at that time, there weren't a lot, but let's focus on that. And maybe just maybe women that are interested will come into the space because they see, hey, women do get acknowledged here. So, you know, hate being gender specific here and talking about, genders and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think it's becoming now a better playing field. It's much more fair. And women are really doing their thing. Look, you sold your company. I mean, like
Yeah.
women are doing that. You're being acknowledged. You're doing your thing. A lot of women
Yeah.
are running major companies in the crypto space. Congratulations. Look, Algorand has a CEO, woman. It's perfect.
Mhm.
It's totally fine. I want the best people flying the goddamn plane. I don't care what your color is, what your religion is. I don't care what gender you are. If you can
Most
fly the goddamn plane, and you can make a safe landing in LA, that's who I want flying the goddamn plane.
Amen to that. I totally agree. And I do feel like I agree with you. I have seen the playing field even out over the years. Like, I used to go several years ago to a conference or a meetup, and like, even on spaces, okay, to this day, this is the thing. I'll be the only female on there. I'm like the only female on the speaker stage. But now that I'm going to more conferences, I feel like I am seeing more women more and more come up. Because back in the day, years ago, yeah, it was very, very much more disproportionate. So love to see the women, all people of Web3 winning and going further together. I want to shout out, let's see, we got some folks in the community in our live chat here today. Dan the Man Hendrickson, my mini app developer, absolutely love this guy. Dan, he's out there just showing love, showing support. Shout out to all your base. Yeah, thank you everyone who tuned in today. We got a good amount of people here today tuned in live to learn more about David and his journey. And David, I want to be respectful of your time. I know you're a busy guy. So do you have anything that you're cooking up, any projects you're working on, anything that you're excited about that you want to share?
First of all, thank you so much. I know I'm a hyper individual, but that's my energy.
I
I think
love
I'm gonna
it,
be
man.
like this.
We come in hyper, like high
Yeah,
energy together. And by the way, I apologize, man. I normally have, like I said, my setup and everything. I've been traveling like crazy these past couple of
it's
weeks, but
okay.
I didn't
You
want to
you
miss this
don't
opportunity.
you don't, I'm not an important, so it's okay. I already got the drift. I wasn't important enough to go ahead and have a good setup, so it's all
I'm
good,
sorry,
Rachel.
David. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. No, I just want to thank you for bringing me on. Number one, I really, it's humbling that you think that highly of me. I appreciate that. Really do. I think you're doing fantastic things. I told you. I mean, that day when you came into the
Emily
spaces and
Junior's space.
you lit it up. Like that impressed me because like usually people are just like shy to hit the mic. You were like, "Fuck this! What's
Nope.
up, man? What is happening, man?" I woke up. I was like, "Let's go! We got energy in the house." So that what I want to say is really it's a message to. I know I'm talking about content creators and media personalities. It's just it's been such a long road that I'm so ecstatic to see the things that are coming, the acknowledgement now that is coming towards all of us that have grinded 24/7, okay, built things that people said were trash, but unbeknownst to them, it's not, okay? I'm just happy to see the value being appreciated. I'm happy also at the same time that crypto is finally being appreciated by some normies now that were ultimately against it. Um, but now we have people in place. We, the new finance mouthpieces, we have the people in place to go ahead and educate or onboard. I don't want to say retail, but normies into this space and educate them correctly. Again, we still got a long way to go. I still think 5 to 6 years. We're only 6, 7% in terms of retail. So there is no competition. I say this all the time. There is no competition. If you can't win right now, there's something wrong with you. You have plenty of assets. Okay, you have plenty of assets. You have plenty of tools at your at your fingertips to go ahead and just be fucking phenomenal. Uh,
It's about
Listen,
putting
a
the
lot of
work in,
talented people
David.
put in the effort.
Yeah, you know that saying, like a lot of people want it, but not everyone's willing to put the work in. Like
Yeah.
it's seriously like that. You just gotta really like dedicate yourself and be like relentless in showing up and working. And if you have that component, like I think pretty much anything you set your mind to right now is possible. Like the space is, I'm very optimistic, definitely optimistic about the future. And David, seeing your arc, your journey, what you've been able to build, that gives me hope. As someone, I've been doing this, several years. I've been doing shows, but seriously built the media company a year plus ago. And seeing your journey gives me hope that, like, I've selected a good path. And not only just seeing it externally, I also feel it internally. Like I feel excited every day to show up and do this. This just feels fun to me. You know what I mean? And when, like we said
You know what it
earlier,
is? You're gonna make it because you have fun.
you have to have
Like
fun. You have to
that's
have
it.
fun with what you're doing.
When you love your job, like you would just have such a better chance of making it because you're showing up every day with a smile on your face. Even the days that you wake up and you're not smiling, you're like, yo, listen, I have a great career. I have a great. Let me jump on the microphone. Let me go
Mhm.
ahead and better my. Your energy, you're gonna make it. There's so many people just like you that are going to do fantastic things. I'm actually honored that we're friends here now,
Well,
and that we got to
David,
meet on a
you're
random
making me
ass
blush
space
over
at 3 o'clock
here.
in the morning. Okay, but now we're here. New Yorkers, we don't fail.
New York, we
Okay,
don't
New
play.
Yorkers don't
We're
fail.
screaming here. We're walking here.
We're walking here. Forget about it.
You guys, we're about to we're approaching the 1K viewer mark. So I see. Oh, let's see. I see Waldo, Callie. Let's see. Amazing show. Callie says, amazing show, you guys. The energy was perfect. Waldo said, NYC, baby. That's my friend. Okay, my oldest friend in the space. David, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. Have you ever met one of your friends pre-crypto in the wild on a space? Like that happened to me. It was a very cool moment. And he goes by Waldo, so I found Waldo literally on a space. It was pretty cool.
It's happened to me, and I was confused. Funny story before you throw me out of here. Uh, I feel like Rachel wants to throw me out. Chat. I'm
I'm
feeling.
giving no,
Rachel's
no,
like, I want to get
David.
rid of this guy. What the fuck did I do? Why? How did I bring this guy on? gonna demonetize me. He already demonetized me for the entire month. If I did, don't worry, I'll send you a paycheck. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll give you the revenue. Uh, I was at a gas station when I first started like doing the podcast and all that stuff. I was at a gas station and somebody noticed me. Relax. Not you. I'm talking to them.
Got a little
Yeah.
brawl over there.
Uh, no, I was at a gas station and somebody said, "I know you," and I'm like, "Oh shit, this is New York, so you got to be ready to throw hands or something."
Yeah.
They're like, "I know you." I'm like, "Okay." They're like, "No, I really know you," and it was like, "You're the crypto guy,
Wow.
Bitcoin, right?" And it's just like, yeah, I've had one or two in real life, and then I had one obviously on Spaces. Somebody came up and said, "D, you don't remember me? We went to school together." I'm like, "Oh shit, this is dope." Like, man, I
Wow.
knew you would make it. I knew you'd make it with that mouth.
So David,
Relax, no
like,
Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy.
relax, no did. David, something I've really enjoyed is, there's actually some people, I believe some people watching here. I really like going back to like some of my childhood best friends or people I knew before crypto and just having conversations with them about our space, right? Maybe inviting
Yeah.
them to a Telegram group, bringing them onto a space. And I've done this with several of my friends. And now one of them, Eureka, I think she was actually in the live stream chat today. My first employee of my first company back in the day, back before I got into crypto, I ran a juice company. And now she's in crypto. And like, I just like told her about it. And then I turn around 6 months later, she's got the PFP, she's got the NFT, she's like in all the spaces, and just like showing up relentlessly. And I think it's really cool that we have the ability, we can go plant a seed to our family, to our friends, tell them about it, and let their journey unfold, like educate them, answer questions if they have questions. But I thought that was really beautiful that my friend, I just told her about it and then she started showing up and completely took off on her own.
But that's what I mean. That's why you need personalities like yourself going out there, talk to your friends. Like that's grassroots marketing. Like that,
Mm-hmm.
talk to your friends. Like how many friends? A lot of my friends call me a crackhead because I was talking about Bitcoin. They're like, Bitcoin. They would laugh at me at
You were
work.
that
I had a
guy.
great
You were that guy.
Yeah, I had a great career, Rachel. I didn't need this. I had a great career, but you
What
know
did
what?
you do?
I was in the automotive industry. I had a great career. I didn't need none of this. I really didn't. Like I had a great position. I could have continued to just stack, okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that stuff. I didn't need this. I didn't need this at all. And they used to just make, I'm telling you, every single time I said, "Hey guys, you should look into this," they used to laugh. I used to walk in, they would be like, "Oh, there goes the Bitcoin king." Like just making sarcastic jokes, jabs. Guess what? Guess who's calling me now? Guess who's calling
Big
me
Dom.
now, right? That's right. That's right. They're calling now, but you know what? I'm not spiteful. That's one thing that I'm not. I'm not spiteful. I actually go ahead and give them links to places they can go to either see me or others where education is really being put out there.
Man, that's beautiful. Well, I feel grateful. I feel honored you took the leap into the space. That, by the way, I just want to say for those of you, if you're not full-time in crypto, that moment, right? It can be a little scary. I also had a traditional 9 to 5. I ran a business before I got into crypto. And yeah, taking that plunge, it was a scary moment, but I felt like this like magnetic pull. I was like, this is really exciting. Like this is the kind of thing like I feel like this is going to change the world, and just started that part of my life just started growing more and more to the point where I was like, okay, I can actually leave my, my web 2 9 to 5 and just take the plunge. And that actually was ETH Denver, 2021. I entered in the 2021 bull cycle, went out, had a speaking engagement lined up, had an interview for a job lined up. I started doing meetups and workshops and things. And got it. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made, was hopping on that plane and going to ETH Denver. It's been like, honestly, I feel like this space, you can really create the life of your dreams. Like I've been able to travel the world, go to conferences. Some of my best friends are in the space. So yeah, anything is possible if you set your mind to it, you guys.
It's
I'm
true.
sorry
That's
if I'm
dope.
rambling here, David. That was
No,
a lot there.
no. Listen, I ramble too, and at the end of the day, like I also took a bet on myself. Like when I left that career, I was like, You know what? Like I just felt like there was more to life. It was kind of once you're in Bitcoin, once you're in crypto, your eyes open up because you're so stuck in the centralized world that like this is like the Matrix was a documentary. Like you really wake up
Mm.
and you see things for what they are, and I just felt like, hey, I can do more. Like I can do more with my life. So that was really the train of thought, man. I just wanted to do big things. So shout out to everybody who is willing to take that step. You know, I remember listening
We're
to
getting
Gary
everyone
Vee.
fired up, by the way. There are people in the chat like, yeah, like let's go.
But it's the truth. I think we all listened to Gary Vee, and he was like, "Oh, just quit your job," like like, and you're like, "Yeah, okay." Like,
Like,
who's going?
what's the
But
actual
then like,
plan there? Yeah.
but then one day you're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm a bet on myself. Like, I believe in myself. I'm a bet on my. You know what? Worst case scenario, I'll go back to my old job. Okay. Worst case scenario if it
You
doesn't
have a
work out. But
you have a fall exactly. You have a fallback plan.
I was like, fuck the fallback. I'm winning. I'm coming here to win. I
Mm.
know I can help this space. I know I can be a part of the revolution and I can be a piece of it. So my mindset was always plan A and nothing else. No B, C, and D. That's for
Ooh.
losers. Plan A and adjust accordingly. That's it. There is
Ooh.
no plan B, C, and D.
Wow, you are you're dropping some gems, man. I hope if you guys are watching and listening right now that this is resonated. Clearly it's resonating with people in the chat. But it's so true. Bet on yourself, and like you have to have so much conviction in this space. You have to fully believe in what you're doing. Conviction is everything. I mean, you see it with teams, right? Are you going to bet on a team that doesn't even believe in what they're doing? Why would you bet on people that don't believe in what they're doing? So you have to rise to the occasion, show up, and have that belief and conviction yourself. And by the way, David, I want to tell you about someone who's really inspired me. I told you earlier, I got connected with Tony Robbins, and I just got to say, he has a quote I want to share really quick, you guys. Something that has stuck with me for years. I've listened to his teachings, his videos, his Netflix special, and he says, when you have a strong enough why, you figure out the how. When you have
That's
a
so
strong
true.
enough why, you figure out the how.
That's so true. That's so true. Listen, we all have doubt that creeps in. So you can either go ahead and feed into it or you can rise above it. Like that's my it's always been like, but you have to also have something. Like my dad didn't get to see this. He passed away 4 years ago. He didn't get to
I'm
see.
sorry. Sorry to hear
It's
that.
okay.
My
But
father
like
passed away several years ago as well.
my condolences. And like you want but they're watching. It's all good. But man, I remember calling my dad and asking and not asking him. That's funny. It's kind of like you were asking him, but you weren't. But it was just like, hey, you know what, Dad, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the industry that I'm in, and I'm going to pursue this. And I know
What
my
do you say?
dad. Listen, like any immigrant parent, okay, like nah. It used to be like just get a good check. You don't have to deal with headaches. Check and it was the first time he said, "You know what? I believe in you because I know you're gonna find a way to be successful because you've always have been. And if anything, worst case, you can always go back. And you know what? That even though I already had the confidence, that gave me just like, you know what? I ain't going to fucking lose. And especially obviously he passed away. I'm like, there's a lot of things, legacy, right? You want to build a
Yeah,
legacy.
I
It's not
wrote
just
about
money.
this, man. I actually, so I published a book, Impact Entrepreneur, with 17 other entrepreneurs. I dedicated the chapter I wrote to my father. It was his lifelong dream to become a published author. It's crazy, David. I don't know if you believe in like synchronicities or,
I do.
serendipity,
I
but
do.
he passed away. A month later, I was doing a workshop at USC. Wendy O was there, Blonde Broker, Daniel Moncada from Breaking Bad. We were doing this event. And this woman approached me. She heard my workshop I was doing there. And she said, I think that you would be perfect for this opportunity. We have a group of entrepreneurs. They're writing a book. We want you to come in with us.
That's awesome.
And the feeling of that, like it was my dad's lifelong dream to become a published author. Like, I've had a lot of moments like that, like kind of like very, very surreal moments and timing where it's like, I have to do this. Like this is, and I publicly spoke at the book launch event and talked about how, I even wrote in the book about passing the torch of legacy, right? It's like, yeah, that was a big reason why I did that. And one of the last conversations I had with my father, I was telling him about the work I was doing here. And I think for the older generations, there's a lot more work to be done to help them to understand it. And my dad was like one of the smartest people, like genius level IQ, very, very intelligent. And still was like, what is this? Like, you know? So I think we have a lot of work to do. Full
Yeah.
circle, what we were talking about before, breaking down barriers and helping people to understand, and just getting proper education out there. And yeah, it's a very exciting time, David.
I know you're thinking back about it. Me too. They're watching though. It's all good, man. It really is legacy. For me at this point, besides grassroots marketing, we still we're the new mouthpieces for finance. Also inside of me, it's legacy. To just it's so important for me. Like even if I wanted to give up, I couldn't. So it's one of those like just keep going at it, man. They had it harder than us, so we should
Yeah.
have no complaints.
Yeah, we definitely have so many tools at our disposal, you guys, to succeed, to help. Like I think of something that really inspired me with the space, or I should say, it moved me. It moved me and made me want to show up and work towards the impact side of things. I did an educational workshop with a Princess Sarah Culberson from Sierra Leone, and she talked about, kind of the conditions of her country of Sierra Leone and how a lot of people don't have access to internet, don't have access to basic financial tools and infrastructure. I talked to someone, head of innovation and fintech at the Bank of Ghana, and they're saying that, there's a lot of rural regions that don't even have access to banks, who don't have a bank account. And we just have a lot of work to do, and it's those areas, those regions, I feel like, that really desperately need this kind of technology and more tools for financial empowerment and financial literacy. That's something that really moved me. And if you want to go deeper on like the human needs side of things, there are places that don't even have basic access to clean drinking water, and things get funded in our space all the time. Why can't we unlock funding for basic human needs and public goods? Like, that's something I think about often. Like, how can we actually make an impact and make the world a better place for people? So I don't know. That's something always in the back of my mind I'm thinking of.
We'll be doing that as we move forward.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
There
it.
you
Because,
go.
yeah, I definitely am inspired by you, David. This conversation yeah, it's just been really incredible. And I'm grateful for everyone in the chat who's showing up. I see all the friends in the Onchain media community, just emojis. People are excited. And I think we are, let's see how many viewers we have. We're approaching 1K viewers, so thank you to almost 1,000 people tuning in, watching this today. And if you want to watch the replay, it's going to be on the Onchain Media Co. YouTube and on my Twitter at Rachel Onchain. And David, I would love to just take a moment. And I'm sorry, I'm not kicking you off. I want to be respectful of your time here. Where can people connect with you? Where can people support you and view your content? And yeah, I mean, there's like a whole universe, I feel like, with
There's
your
a
world.
whole
Like, where can
universe.
people get? How do they enter
I
the
will
universe? How do they get on the
right
starship?
now. Right now, I'm upgrading. I'm really redesigning everything for my personal brand. So right now, just check me out on X, not the drug, but X, formerly known as Twitter. I have to say that. That's
I
just so
love the
weird. The X
disclaimer.
part. She's like, not X. I don't do drugs. I'm also on TikTok. You can check me out there. Again, first name, last name. I'm not going to spell it out, but check me out on this page, and you can click on the link gokhshtein.com. It'll take you to everywhere I am. Yeah, it's a whole universe, man. It's the multiverse. So you can catch me talking about politics. You can catch me talking about crypto. And by the way, crypto and politics go hand in hand now. So it's my two passion topics that I love talking about. But I'm just, again, I'm grateful that you brought me onto the show. I appreciate you bringing me onto the show and allowing me the hour or almost an hour here to go ahead and just talk about the industry and just celebrate. I think this is more so I came on here. It feels like I celebrated. I'm celebrating us being noticed out here. That's really it. And I'm happy
Amen.
about it. And being in the industry this long, I'm happy to see the changes. That's it. And let's fucking go. Let's keep working.
Let's
Let's
go.
let's cross pollinate with each other and do big things for crypto because the people out there that still aren't in it, they deserve it. So
Amen to that. David, just so grateful for having you on today. And next time, if we do a show next time, I'll have my setup. I'll be plugged in at
Sure,
home.
sure, sure.
Next week I'm going to Japan though for Doge Day. I don't know if you know about Doge Day, but I'm going out with Own the Doge, going to celebrate doing only good every day with the Doge community in Japan. So very excited for it. And yeah, you guys, if you're not following David, give a follow to David. Check out his company, Gokhsteinmedia.com. This looks really impressive, by the way, just everything you built. I feel like there could be like a lot more we could dive into here, but David, thank you so much for taking the hour today. And yeah, just super, super grateful you're in my network, man.
Thank you
We're
so
each other's
much. I
network.
appreciate you. And
Thank
shout
you,
out to
David.
everybody who tuned in. I appreciate them. I'll retweet, I'll repost. Guys, I thought it was a podcast. It is a live podcast. I thought it was a podcast, okay? Don't worry. We'll make sure that the ratings are good. All right. Thank you so much,
All
Rachel.
right,
Appreciate you.
everybody. Much love. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.